Flax Lick is research proven to support male and female fertility using self-fed, weatherproof omega-3 nutrition from the highest quality ingredients. With Flax Lick, you work smarter, not harder. Thank you to New Generation Supplements, sponsor of FARMFAIR International. Olds College of Agriculture and Technology, where tradition grounds us, but innovation drives us. And our judge ready to comment on his Heifer Calf Championship of our AOB show. Folks, here's Landon Schutz, our judge.
This is a good pair of cattle. A good pair of cattle here. I made my mind quick, but it's close. The young lady's blonde heifer's fighting the halter a little, but she still represents a lot of quality and just her structural correctness and muscling. I thought the belted heifer just outgunned her. Just had the outright advantage and just her rib and flesh and mass there in her center body to start us off. And she's pretty foxy in her own right, for sure. I have a high appraisal of her from the side view and just how feminine and up-headed she is with a fluffy, sporty set of ears to cap off that attractive look. And her shoulder angle reads just right. She does want to dip just behind her shoulder there, but it comes with the territory for just being that big ribbed. For sure, just getting critical of her. And definitely a stout-featured, big-footed heifer who meets her stride with a bendy hind leg and tons of flexibility. I wish you the best with her down the road. Like I said, the blonde heifer is a real competitive second. I think for breed type, her femininity and smoothness through her shoulder and front 1/3 is very good, and antagonistically complements it with an outlier just in size of her hip and stifle shape, and maintains a correct set of feet and legs underneath, where she falls to competitive second. Comparatively smaller boned heifer just isn't as expansive and soft in her center 3rd and rib shape. But that's a good pair of cattle there. My compliments to you both.
And thanks, Judge Schutz. Our first place and AOB Heifer Calf champion is PWF Nori 1N, entry 44 from Pearly Watt Farm of Tomahawk, Alberta. We'll be seeing her in our Grand Champion AOB female class as our Heifer Calf champion, and she'll be joined by the Camelchuck family of Little Creek Farms at Cullenton, Alberta, with our reserve Heifer Calf champion, entry number 43, Little Creek Fancy Nancy 33N. Our next class will be 6 heifer calves of the Bronvie breed, all calendar year with a big age gap. The first one into the breed will actually be May the 25th, all the way up to January the 26th. So a 4-month age difference from youngest to oldest. In our final female class of our AOB of animals we haven't seen before we get into our champion drives, 6 Bronvie heifer calves in class number 46. And Judge Schutz, your Bronve Heifer Calf class is complete. 6 in your show program and 6 in the ring. Our next class will be our AOB Grand Champion female. So if our Heifer Calf Champion and Junior Champions could be at the hitching ring, please. That's a couple of belted Galloway, a Murray Grey, and a blonde Aquitaine, please, at the hitching ring so we can roll right in with our AOB Grand Champion female drive. Visit your Alberta Ram dealer and get a 10-year, 160,000-kilometer limited powertrain warranty on most new 2026 Ram pickups. That's Canada's best full-size truck powertrain warranty out there. Get into a new Ram pickup today.
Well, we welcome everyone to join in show ring number 1, our Horizon Ag and Turf Ring. This is the kickoff to the Solaire show, and we're starting with the Optimizer. So this is our percentage Solaire. This is class number 1. It's the Optimizer Heifer Calf. So this is a calendar year born calf. And our judge, Ty Draves, you have 3 entries in this class. And of course, the age range is from the middle of March to the middle of January. I'm super excited to introduce you to Ty Draves of Ty D Livestock of Streamstown. And we are going to talk a little bit more about Ty. But I think there's a championship lineup happening over in ring number 1, Rob. So Ty, along with his bride Taylor, own and operate Ty D Livestock just outside of Lloydminster. They are proud Simmental breeders featuring full-blood black and red, and also have ventured into the Hereford business. They have an elite female sale in October that just happened called the Backdrop Female Sale, and they partner with Cusio's at the end of February to put on an annual bull sale. Of course, Ty is no stranger to the show ring, as Ty and Taylor have shown some pretty amazing livestock over the years, and we're thrilled to have Ty Draves of Ty D Livestock adjudicating the Solaire show today. And with that, we are ready to have comments on our first class in the Solaire show, Optimizer Heifer Calves, from Judge Draves.
I think a really nice class to start off here with the Solaire show. We got this Baldy Heifer Calf to start it off, just a real attractive female. When she comes in the ring, she really pops, and when you look at her, she get behind her, and she's stout enough, she's big enough top. I think just a really long-bodied heifer and a really nice one to start it off. The heifer in second is a pretty close second. I just think she gives up a little bit of more of the attractiveness, especially up through that front compared to the heifer in first, and maybe not tracking off that back wheel just a little compared to the heifer in the first place, but 2 really good heifers to start it off. Third place heifer down here, I think, just gets outpowered today. Really nice heifer in her own right. She gets out and moves fairly nice. Just a nice heifer to round out the class.
Thank you, Ty. So your champion Optimizer Heifer Calf goes to entry number 3. That's N42 Miss Nightingale 51N from North 42 Cattle Company of Sexsmith. Your reserve champion Optimizer Heifer Calf is Clear Lake Nicely Finesse 503N. That's entry number 2, exhibited by Clear Lake Solaire of Barhead. And third in class, entry number 1, WA Nacho 3N. coming to you from Whispering Aspen Ranch of Cecil Lake, BC. Congratulations to our top two. Our next class will be a single entry class representing the Optimizer Yearling Heifer.
And in Horizon Ag and Turf Show Ring number 2, we have placings on our final class of Braunvieh females. Before we get into our champion drives, our class number 46, the heifer calves, and Judge Lennon Schutz will now comment on his class.
This is a nice set of heifer calves. For me, my leadoff just totals up the most good. Is the hardest default for me. Versus the heifer in second, I prefer her femininity, and I like her structural correctness over 3. And in her own right, just a very maternal, fundamental kind of a female that's stout everywhere. Her skull, her feature, and her feet underneath are all heavy boned and read powerful with a square view from behind. It still complements it with an adequate balance and a nice neck set and a femininity to start us off. My compliments to you. I follow up with this powerhouse in second. She's loaded for bear with punch, a big outlined, level designed heifer who's also square from behind. Where I make my class-winning decision, as I don't read her quite as feminine through her head and neck, her flow out of her shoulder quite as soft is my favorite. But that's a good heifer with a lot of power, and 2, I prefer her levelness of hip over 3. 3, I like her femininity and refinement. She's the most up-headed with my favorite skull shape and jaws back, very correct on her feet and legs and problem-free in motion. Where I slot her third today, heifer, in motion and from the rear view, just wants to duck and wedge in her pin set. It doesn't have quite the cow power comparatively of the 2 ahead, but that's a feminine one with lots of functionality in 3. So is 4, but compared to 3, just doesn't have quite the power or muscle, I think, even adjusted for age. But she is as good as any, and just the quality through her front 1/3, and still has more than enough bone and foot underneath her. I think just today runs out of forerib and shape from behind, but I like the quality of your heifer for sure. I thought these 2 were close here to round us out. Both are big, powerful, more husky kind of heifers, and I value that for sure. I thought the mans that I'm going to use to win the pair just drew back a bit leveler and longer over her hip to split a close one there. That's a powerful heifer. I just like to rock her back in her shoulder angle and give her some more femininity to move up the line. But she looks like she's going to raise bulls for sure. Same like I said with the one that closes. She's stout everywhere, just like with to relax her in her mid-back, draw her back leveler over her hip. But a good, powerful heifer. I wish you the best down the road.
And thanks very much to our judge. Our Braunvieh heifer calf champion is entry number 50, Swiss Tradition Nora Bell from Swiss Tradition Braunvieh of Leduc County. She'll be our representative of the heifer calves and our grand champion female drive. Entry number 52, the reserve champion, Prairie Gold Nala, is our reserve heifer calf champion. We'll go down those placings in just a few moments' time, but first off, over into Horizon Ag and Turf Showing number 1, where Ty Draves has comments on this latest Solaire class. Folks, Judge Draves.
Oh, I just got a single entry here. I think a heifer that could definitely stand some competition. She's really nice uddered, gets out and moves fairly well. Maybe if I was going to critique her a little bit, I'd maybe like to see her sit down on them pasterns just a little bit nicer. But I think a heifer that you really have to admire from the length of spine and the fresh up front feminine look she has. Really nice headed female. Just a nice single entry here.
Thank you, Ty. So our champion Optimizer Yearling Heifer goes to entry number 5, PW Marta 4M, exhibited by PW Stock Farm of Foothills, Alberta. If there's anybody in the Solaire fraternity that would like to be a ribbon presenter, you're more than welcome to come over and hand out the ribbons and division boards. There needs to be a ribbon presenter.
In Horizon Ag and Turf, show ring number 2 and our Braunvieh show, running down your show program on that class number 46, the heifer calf section of our Braunvieh show. Entry number 46 is 4th. Entry number 48 places 6th. Entry 49 is 5th. Entry number 50 is our class winner. That's our heifer calf champion. Entry number 51 is 3rd, and entry number 52 is 2nd, and that is our reserve heifer calf champion. What we're looking for now is the heifer calf champions and junior champions of our AOB show to come back into the ring to determine the representatives from AOB to be going into Supreme Saturday with our Belted Galloway and Murray Grey yearling heifers and our Belted Galloway and Blonde Aquitaine heifer calves. And so we will reintroduce you to those top 2 placings and division champions. From class number 35, our yearling heifer of the AOB show, entry number 28 is our junior champion, PWF Merida 1M from Pearly-Watt Farm of Tomahawk, Alberta. Our reserve junior champion, BCR Mamushi 41M, entry number 27 from Wasqui Creek Ranch of Holden, Alberta. And then from our heifer calf championship drive, where entry number 44, PWF Nori 1N, again from Tomahawk, Alberta's Pearly-Watt Farms, was our heifer calf champion. And the reserve heifer calf champion, the Blonde Aquitaine from the Camelchuck family of Collinton, Alberta, entry 43, Little Creek Fancy Nancy 33N. In show ring number 2, sponsored by Horizon Ag and Turf, this is our AOB Grand Champion female, determining who Judge Schutz puts into the Supreme Championship on behalf of the AOB this coming Saturday.
And Rob, over in show ring number 1, we have the Optimizer 2-year-old cow-calf paired class. And for Judge Draves, there is a single entry in this class. So if you're following along in your show program, this is entry number 3, or sorry, class number 3, entry number 6. So please be ready. Our yearling heifer and top 2 heifer calves, as our next class into the ring number 1 will be our champion Optimizer class. And Ty is ready to give comments on this 2-year-old pair class. Judge Draves.
Just another single entry here in this pair class. A really nice cow to have out front here today. Nice neck cow. You get in front of her. She's got a really nice skull on her. Nice shoulder, ties it in really well. Just a really nice cow. Doing a whale of a job on a big calf. A calf that you get behind. He's stout. He's big top. Just a nice pair to start today.
Thank you, Ty. So our champion 2-year-old Optimizer goes to entry number 6 from Scattered Spruce Solaire, Harry Hill, Alberta, with TSC Lil Sugar 377L. Congratulations to the Yakimchucks. And our next class in will be class number 5, our grand champion.
Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2 is ready for comments on our Grand Champion drive of the AOB show. Folks, here's Judge Lannon Schutz to tell us all about it.
This AOB show has been great. I'm really enjoying myself out here today, and in this AOB female show, I'll say that just the depth at the bottom of the classes and depth of quality overall is as good as I've evaluated today here in all other breeds shows. I'll just start here, walk you through all 4 of them, and tell you where I'm kind of at here in center in the ring. We start off with the belted heifer in front of me, and she's very structurally correct with lots of rib and mass from behind. Very complete individual. I like her head shape and the way she flows out of her shoulder, and just the utility out of her feet and legs. Very fundamental with some added quality for sure. She's in the hunt out here. And I followed her closely with the Murray Grey heifer, who I said is very maternal. I think she still is out here. That's a female, the longer you study her, the harder she is to break down and fault. Very correct. She's up-headed, long-sided. and correct and problem-free on her feet and legs. It's where I made the decision compared to my division winner. The heifer just has a little extra white tissue, not as fresh as the one ahead. I didn't think she was as intense and stout in her feature of her feet and legs. But that's a very problem-free, correct individual. My compliments to you. Then in our next division, another belted heifer who's very intriguing in just her outlier piece, you will, that she brings to the table, I think, for her breed, just her neck set and femininity and attractiveness, while antagonistically doing it with some added stoutness, was very good. Where I fault her out here today, I don't know if it's just from the trip to town or how she's created a heifer that's just a little tight and rigid out of her left hind leg in particular, swinging it. But I like just the cool pieces, an overall balanced look of your female with lots of belly to go along with it. I followed her up with the blonde heifer, who's as intriguing of a blonde as I've evaluated today, if you will. She's very just correct and smooth made with lots of femininity, but still packs a punch from behind, just individually and comparatively. Not quite as much rib at this stage of the game, and maybe even adjusted for age as well. So with that, I'm going to keep the two big heifers together. The furthest away from me, I think they're just the most structurally correct, offer the most maternal function for me out here today between these four, but four outstanding individuals. My compliments.
And our grand champion female of our AOB is going to be both of our junior champions. Congratulations to those entries from the yearling section of our AOB show. Our junior champion goes grand, and our reserve junior champion goes reserve grand champion. Congratulations to the belted Galloway and the main end, the Murray Gray, entry number 28, PWF Merida 1M from Purley-Wad Farms of Tomahawk, Alberta. That is our grand champion female. Our reserve grand champion, entry number 27, BCR Mamushi 41M from Wasquee Creek Ranch. The Murray Gray female of Holden, Alberta is our reserve grand champion.
And Rob, over in ring number 1, we've got our championship drive representing the Optimizer Female Show, and we're ready for comments from Judge Ty Draves.
Not a whole bunch in this class, but I think the quality is there. Down at the end here, we got a strapping good bull calf with a good scrotal size on him, real stout calf. The cow is really nice, ties into her shoulder and her neck really well. You get behind her, she's super stout. The bred heifer, you just got to love that fresh and feminine look she has, straight in her lines, and just two really nice heifer calves to have in this championship female class. I'm going to go out and select you a couple champions.
Congratulations to our 2-year-old pair from the Yakima Chucks. That is your champion Optimizer, followed by the yearling heifers. So TSC Little Sugar 377L is your champion Optimizer female, followed by the reserve, or the yearling rather, entry number 5, PW Marta 4M from PW Stock Farm of Foothills, Alberta. So congratulations to Scattered Spruce Solaire and PW Stock Farm, your champion and reserve in the Optimizer Show. For Judge Draves, we only have one class of bull calves in the Optimizer. So it's one class that'll also act as our champion, Optimizer bull champion as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's our pleasure to welcome the Ghanaian delegation to FARMFAIR International, led by our Deputy Minister, John Dumelo, the Deputy Minister of Agriculture and Food. This dialogue will convene African and Canadian policymakers, institutional leaders, and private sector representatives to strengthen bilateral and continental partnerships in trade, agribusiness, and sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, some words from Deputy Minister, Agricultural and Agribusiness Mission, John Dumelow.
Hi, good morning. How you all doing? My name is John Dumelow. I'm the Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture from Ghana in Africa. And we're here this morning to see how best we can collaborate with farmers in Alberta, and then also see how best we can have a lot of investment back home in Ghana. And so on that note, I just want to assure you that you guys are welcome to come with us back to Ghana to see how best we can develop our agricultural industry. Thank you so much, and enjoy your morning.
And thank you very much, Deputy Minister. We appreciate the Ghana Canada Agriculture and Agribusiness Mission. Wish you all the best for your time at FARMFAIR International, ensuring that Ghana-Canada relations move forward. Very exciting. Thank you very much, everybody. And in our Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2, we'll be moving into the ring with our Grand Champion Bronvy female class in just a few moments' time.
For Judge Draves, 3 entries in this class, and your birth date range is from mid-January to the end of March.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here come into Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2, our contenders for the Grand Champion Female Drive and the right to represent the Bronvy on Saturday and Supreme Saturday at FARMFAIR International. Our junior champion is entry number 30, Paxman May Hope from Voss Bronvy and the Voss family of Burdett, Alberta. Our reserve junior champion, entry number 33, Swiss Tradition Minty from Ian and Verena Peden of Swiss Tradition Bronvy, Leduc County. Our senior champion female was from the 2-year-old class, entry number 35, Swiss Tradition Lara from Eloise Larocque of Prairie Gold Bronvy of Rossthorne, Saskatchewan, bred by the Pedens. Our reserve senior champion Bronvy female, Swiss Tradition Candy, entry number 38, from Ardrossan, Alberta's SMJ Bronvy, coming to us from Shaley Junkin, again bred by Swiss Tradition. And then once we got into our Bronvy heifer calves, our heifer calf champion is Swiss Tradition Nora Bell from the Pedens of Leduc County, entry number 50. Our reserve champion, Prairie Gold Nala from Prairie Gold Bronvy of Rossthorne, again the Larocque crew, entry number 52. This is our Bronvy Grand Champion Female Drive.
And with that, folks, we're going to have comments on our Champion Optimizer Bull division from Judge Ty Draves.
Three really nice bulls here in the Optimizer Bull Championship class. We got a red calf at the front that's just a little younger than the two at the back, but I think a bull with a lot of good in him. He's got a great scrotal development. You get behind him and he's adequately stout and good topped, and just a really nice, clean looking bull. The calf that's behind him, a real rugged, kind of long-bodied calf, really good scrotal under this calf. You get behind him, he's super stout, big topped, just a nice calf. The calf behind him, a calf that I think you really have to appreciate for the length of spine in this calf. A calf that gets out and moves really well. Good scrotal under this calf. Just three really nice bulls for the championship. I'll go out and slap you a couple. Champions.
Congratulations to our entry number 8 from Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill with your champion. YFS SSS Legendary 105N is your Optimizer Bull Calf champion, followed by our reserve is the entry number 9, N42 Northern Palm 33N from North 42 Cattle Company of Sexsmith, Alberta. Rob, over to you in ring number 2.
Oh yes, and we're ready with comments from Judge Schutz on his Grand Champion Braun v Female class. Folks, here's Landon.
A real solid Braun v Female show today with lots of depth throughout the classes, in my opinion. And we get my favorites back out here. I think there's just lots of maternal function down the lineup, and even some uniformity and consistency with the type and kind that get out here. We'll start with the yearlings here in front of me. I really like this heifer. I think just from the 3/4 view, one that's real smooth and blends as seamless as any. An up-headed, extended heifer that jaws back long and level is correct on her feet and legs underneath. Out here in the drive, I think a heifer that could be just softened up a shot, but I like her quality for sure. I follow up with the one behind that is a touch softer, a real maternal yearling heifer that's also correct on her feet and legs. Just didn't read her as feminine or extended through her front 1/3. The 2-year-old pair here in front of me, this cow is awesome. I think just her combination of power and structure, like I said from the onset, is as good as any in this show, with a maternal look and some real world production pieces as well. Correct udder, awesome foot shape underneath. Calf at side, really good, high-performing heifer. That's impressive to get that kind of weight per day of age out of a 2-year-old. No doubt a powerhouse. So she could be a bit classier in her look up front, but definitely checks off just the basic boxes of cow power and functionality. The pair's in contention for sure. And we followed up with the pair closely behind, Bruiser of a bull calf. That's an absolute tank, I think, for his breed, and even comparative to other breeds, one that could hold his own. The cow, I like her femininity and refinement, while being stout featured with some muscle. She could just be relaxed in her mid-back and softened up in her center body. Heifer calf, very maternal and complete, has some extra power and performance as well, compared to a couple out here. Maybe just doesn't complement that with quite the same eye appeal, but I definitely like her cow power and punch. With that, I think I'm going to go with the 2 pairs. I think they just total up the most good for me today in combining structure with real-world pieces and some extra body out here. My compliments to all of you. I wish you the best down the road.
And thanks very much to our judge, Landon Schutz. Our grand champion, Braun v Female, is entry number 35, Swiss Tradition Lara. From Prairie Gold Braun v of Rosthern, Saskatchewan, Eloy Slaroque, the owner of our grand champion Braun v Female, entry number 35. Our reserve grand champion, also from the mature division, that's our 2-year-old being grand and our mature cow being reserve. Swiss Tradition Candy, entry number 38 for SMJ Braun v of Ardrossan, Alberta. That's Shaylee Junk's pair. The cow with the heifer calf is our grand champion. The cow with the bull calf is our reserve. That's entries 35 and 38. Congratulations, folks. as we conclude our Bronvie females. And then we'll be moving into our bull show in just a few moments' time. A new sponsor at FARMFAIR International this year, The Works.
This landscape we're standing on right now has developed over millennia.
It's about balancing the proper growth, the proper stages of the grass that's there.
These lands are extremely vital to the health of the ecosystem.
It's my responsibility and duty to maintain that ecological cycle.
Love for the grazing lands, it's in every ounce of fiber that I have.
Alberta Beef, where land meets legacy.
You don't think that's too cheetah looking? Does that look cheetah looking?
Yeah.
This NFL season, a clean, crisp taste that's easy to enjoy. Bud Light.
Cattle Active is unique in itself. You know, you can administer it however it is most convenient for you.
I've gone from an 80% breed up in my heifers to a 95, 96% consistent on the last 8 years.
Our whole goal here is the biggest, nicest calves and the cows that breed back and raise nice calves. So why not give them that extra boost, especially for the cost?
Less stress on me and less cost at the end of the day.
And there are a lot of gimmicks out there, but this isn't one of them.
Meet Joe. Joe knows that a happy partner equals a happy trip. Joe booked a room through Edmonton's besthotels.com and scored up to $225 in rewards. Hello date night, fancy dinner, the works. Joe is smart. Be like Joe. Visit edmontonsbesthotels.com to book your next stay in Edmonton.
Every day brings new challenges, and at High Hog, we're here to help you tackle them. Our manual cattle squeeze chute is designed to streamline your cattle handling. This chute is equipped with a reliable self-catching headgate adaptable to your operations, engineered for safety and convenience, putting you in full control. See the difference High Hog's manual chute can make. Visit highhog.com to learn more.
Alberta has always been a treasure trove of flavors. But with so many options out there, how can you be sure you're supporting your neighbors and nurturing the heart of your community? Introducing Made in Alberta, designed to help you support your local producers, processors, and growers, creating a ripple effect of positive change. Look for the Made in Alberta label. Together, let's build a stronger community, one neighborly choice at a time.
Meet the Harders, the 7% Mike's Harder lemonade family with the OG Mike's Harder, the 1-liter bottle, and the mix pack, flavors that go harder. That's the Mike's Harder lemonade family.
Actions may speak louder than words. But when those words are Canada's best powertrain warranty, or Canada's longest lasting heavy-duty diesel pickup, or even 540 horsepower, well, those words speak plenty loud. Nothing stops Ram.
From the land to the lab, the Faculty of Agricultural, Life and Environmental Sciences is working on incredible advancements that produce more food, use less energy, and strike a better balance between our economy and our environment. We are leading the way in beef genomics and rangeland research, proving that producing quality beef cattle while protecting grasslands and saving money is possible and critical for advancing the economic, environmental, and social sustainability of Canadian beef. We're changing the world right here at the University of Alberta.
In the shop or in the field, minding crops and checking yield, behind the fence and on the road, you'll find an unspoken, honored code. An understanding to provide, to feed the people near and wide, to carry the workload on their shoulders and pass it on when they get older. With grit as their strength and pride as their armor, we thank goodness for the Canadian farmer.
And in Horizon Ag and Turf, show ring number 2, we are back with our AOB bull calf class. These are our bull calves born in 2025. There is one scratch from your show program. Please scratch entry number 55. Please scratch entry number 55. And Judge Landon Schutz, your class is complete. Once again, you'll be seeing, folks, our AOB and our Bronvi alternate. And in showing number 2, comments from our judge on his AOB Bull Calf Championship.
Well, a good pair here. There's only 2, but it's still a close call, and there's trade-offs between the 2. I prefer the structure of my leadoff. I read him to be more flexible out of his hind leg, his hock and pastern in particular is the main difference for me to split the pair. A bull, he does got a little leather up front, a little extra leather, but I think still is put together very nicely, and just the organization of his shoulder and feet and legs, like I said. A bull that both are comparable, I think, in terms of rib and muscle. I give him the edge and structure to start us off. The bull in second, he closely follows, because I just prefer the shape of his skull and the look he gives from the side and the way his neck and shoulder flow into him. But like I said, where I make the decision to put him in second, I just didn't read him quite as flexible or intense in the size of his hind leg. But that's a good-looking bull. Definitely should offer lots of turnout value for you to be a competitive second. I wish you the best with him down the road.
And thank you, Judge Schutz. Clover Hill Storm and Norman 40N is our AOB Bull Calf champion. Congratulations, entry number 54 from Delaney Kamelchuk of Clover Hill Cattle Company, Collinton, Alberta. And our reserve Bull Calf champion, David Kamelchuk with Little Creek Nitro 21N from Little Creek Farms of Collinton, Alberta, entry 53, our reserve Bull Calf champion. Next up, 3 Bronvie Bull Calves in our Bronvie Bull Calf class, doubling as our Bull Calf Championship. First and second will be advancing to our Grand Champion Bronvie Bull Drive, just like first and second from the last class advanced to our AOB Grand Champion Bull Drive.
Over in ring number 1, we're back into the Solaire show. This is class number 10, our junior yearling heifers. There are 4 entries in this class, and our age range is from the end of February to the end of March. Our judge, once again, Ty Draves from just outside of Lloydminster, Tidy Livestock.
And in Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2, Judge Schutz, your 3-head Bronvie Bull Calf class is complete. The UFA Agricultural Community Foundation is proud to stand by rural communities, here to provide the support they need to flourish. The UFA Foundation is here because you're here, working together for the future of agriculture. Another of our sponsors at Farm Fair this year is the University of Alberta. Producing more cattle while reducing greenhouse gas emissions, the Faculty of Agriculture, Life and Environmental Sciences is researching a solution. Many thanks to the U of A. And comments from our judge in Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2 on the Bronvie Bull Calf Championship, Judge Lannon Schutz.
A set of 3 here that lines up real nice for me. I compliment all 3 of you. Your bulls are all masculine, they're all good-footed, they're all square and even when they're testicle descent, and more than functional. But there's no question about it, my leadoff has the most power out here. Compared to 2 and 3, he has the outright advantage. Just muscle shape over his top with the pin set and shape and width going down to the dirt, and gives a real high-quality herd bull look from the side. Nice place to start for me. 2 is visually higher performing, bigger outline bull. That's, like I said, level hipped and useful. Lots of utility built into his feet and legs compared to my starter. I just didn't read him to be quite as attractive in the front 1/3 of his build. Didn't pack quite the same heat from behind either, but that's a functional, complete hard sire prospect in 2. So is 3. He's a little smaller scaled and gets outpowered today, but just the shape of his shoulder and skull reads with a lot of quality to me. And he pairs that with a big set of feet and legs. Like I said, just gets out horsed here in a powerful set. Like to amp him up in his rib shape, just the shape down his lower britches from behind. But nice set of 3. I wish you the best with them down the road.
And thank you, Judge Schutz. Our Bronvy Bull Calf champion, first place in class number 52 is Swiss Tradition SMJ Ninja for Shaylee Junk of SMJ Bronvy of Ardrossan, Alberta. Entry 59 is our Bull Calf champion. Our reserve Bull Calf champion, entry number 60, Swiss Tradition Bronvy's Swiss Tradition Nitro, co-owned by Michaela and Albert Fox, entry number 60. Marking your show program on class 52, entry 57 is third, 59 first, and 60 is second. We'll be moving into our AOB Yearling Bowl single entry class, but first up, folks, comments from Judge Draves in Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 1 in our Solaire show.
I think a really attractive female to start off this bred heifer class. You get behind her and she's stout, big top. She's good on the move. She's nice up through that neck. She's got a nice head on her and is really, really nice in her lines and makeup. Just a really attractive female to start the class. A heifer in second follows closely. I think a heifer that maybe just gets out prettied here today, a heifer that I really like. You get behind her, she's got some muscling and it goes down into her lower 1/3 of her leg. Just a really nice uddered female, a female that I think follows the first place nice and close. The heifer down in third, just a really pretty heifer. I think a heifer, you get her on the move, she walks out nice. I think she just gets outpowered here today. To compete with the 2 above her, but a really nice heifer in third. The fourth place heifer, you get behind her and she's super stout, super big top. I think a heifer that just gets a little out prettied here today with the group that she's with. I think a heifer that's got some really good in her, and I think will go down the road and just be a beautiful cow for this young man. Thank you.
Thank you, Ty. So your junior yearling champion goes to entry number 11, Cares Miss Polled Medusa 19M from Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill, Alberta. Second in class, Cares Miss Polled Mulan 7M, that's entry number 13 from Care Farm Solaires of Thorhild. Third in class, YFS SSS Miss Destiny 269M, that's entry 12, exhibited by Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill. Fourth in class, entry number 14. That is the entry from Care Farms Solaire with YFS SSS Miss Marvel 216M. Our next class in the ring will be our senior yearling heifers. For Judge Draves, we shall have 3 entries in this class.
Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2, and our AOB show has our yearling champion determined. Folks, here's Judge Landon Schutz to talk the class.
A solid single entry here that I would say is just fundamental, practical kind of herd sire. My favorite view of him is from behind in the rear view. That's a wide pinned and carries that width down to the ground with lots of shape throughout. I think from the side, he gives you an attractive look in the shape of his head and neck. But if I could modify him and make him a 10 out of 10, a bull that could be a bit more collected in his top line. I'd like to tidy up his sheath just a shot, and could be a shot larger, and just the size of his foot and ankle as well. But a good bull. We'll take another look at him out here in the drive in a few minutes.
And thanks very much to our judge, Clover Hill Maverick. 402M is our junior champion bull of the AOB class. Entry number 61 is our class winner for Delaney Kamelchuk of Clover Hill Cattle Company of Collinton, Alberta. We have all the pieces of the puzzle in play and in place for our grand champion AOB, which is actually grand champion Blonde Aquitaine bull. But before we get to that class, we have a couple of Bronvy classes, including a class of 3 yearling Bronvy bulls. And Judge Schutz, your class is complete. Our 3 yearling Bronvy bulls in the ring, 3 in your show program, and we're golden. Gear up for a great business, farm, home, and auto insurance experience with Westland Insurance. Coverage that goes further. Edmonton International Airport, Canada's largest by landmass, operates 24/7 without restrictions and provides top standards for handling temperature-controlled high-value products. Learn more at Fly Edmonton International Airport. That's flyeia.com/cargo. And we're ready with comments from Judge Schutz in show ring number 2 on our Brunvie Yearling Bulls.
This class lines up nicely for me. I think the call is between 1 and 2. He kind of got more moderate versus a bit taller. For me, the bull I'm going to start best suits me just for his moderation, his added rib, and shape from behind is most up my alley of this set of 3. Just looks like he's going to be real functional, useful herd sire prospect. He's level over his top and down his hip, correct in his hind leg posture underneath, and more than adequate in his look from the side. Versus the bull in second, like I said, I just prefer more his frame size and his soft, a little bit softer, but a close pair, a good bull to start us off. The bull in 2, I prefer just his attractiveness and his head, neck, and shoulder, and has more than enough shape over his top and from behind. Like I said, he's just pushing the boundaries for being a little tall. For me, I'd like to moderate him, just open him up a shade. Maybe comparatively for age, doesn't have quite the lower stifle and quarter of my starter, but a good bull that's got a nice combination of performance with a flexible build. So does the bull in 3. For his age, a big outlined, long-sided bull that's correct on his feet and legs, has a good set of testicles underneath. Just gets out horsed in this set. I'd like to just open him up at the ground to help him fuel a bit more muscle shape throughout. That's a good set of 3. I wish you the best with them down the road.
And thank you, Judge Schutz. Our junior champion bull, first place in class number 56, is entry number 63, Voss Marlowe DKV 19M from Voss Brunvie of Burdett, Alberta. We'll be seeing Marlowe in our Grand Champion Brunvie Bull class, and we'll also see Swiss Tradition Marquis, entry number 64, from Ian and Verena Peden and Michaela and Albert Fox of Swiss Tradition Brunvie of Leduc County. If you're marking your show program on class number 56, entry 62 is third, 63 is first, and 64 is second. We'll move into the big boys now, the mature class for our Brunvies. But in ring number 1, we have comments from Ty Draves on our Solaire show.
Really nice couple of heifers to start off this class. I think a red heifer that just hits you really hard. When she walks in the ring, she's got that presence about her. She gets her ears up, and she's just a really attractive female up through her front. She's nice in her lines. You get behind her, she's stout, big topped. She's got a good rib in her. Really nice uddered female. Just a female that I really, really like. The second place female, you have to appreciate this heifer for how long-bodied she is. She gets out and moves really well. really, really nice up through that neck and head, ties into her shoulder really nice. I think the reason for today that the red beats her, just for me, is just the presence about her. I think the red one just has a little nicer presence when she walks and she gets stopped and she sets up. I think the black heifer is really nice in that way as well. I think just for me, just the presence is what separates the two today, but a really nice pair of heifers. The heifer in third, I think a heifer that just gets out horsed and out prettied here today. I think a heifer that's really nice and long bodied. You get behind her and she's stout and she's got a nice udder developing. I think a heifer that's going to go out and be a really nice cow. Thank you.
Thank you, Ty. So your champion in the senior yearling heifer division is entry number 17, PW Maybelline 2M from PW Stock Farm of Foothills, Alberta. Second in class, TSC, My Kind of Girl 402M from Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill. Third in class, entry number 15, YFS SSS Miss Merlot 56M, exhibited by Whispering Aspen Ranch of Cecil Lake, BC. Next in class will be our mature cow, but Rob, a single entry over in ring number 2.
Horizon Ag and Turf Show ring number 2 features our last individual class in our Broadway show of animals our judge hasn't seen before. There's 2 in your show program, 2 in the ring, so Judge Landon Schutz, your class is complete. And then we'll roll into a couple of Grand Champion Bull Drives for the AOB, actually for the Blonde Aquitaine and then for the Bronvie. And before we head off for pictures, we'll finish off our group classes. So if you are Voss Bronvie and Swiss Tradition Bronvie, make sure you have those groups ready to roll because we'll do those before we do pictures.
I'm going to leave them as they stand here. The bull in first definitely just has the outright advantage and just the softness and explosiveness of his center body and rib shape versus the one in second. I think he's more collected in his top line, leveler in his hip as well to win the class in his own right. I appreciate just this combination of masculinity up front, powerful at the ground, but still very nicely put together. In every aspect. He's in the hunt for sure. I follow him up with another masculine fronted bull who's got the same length of body and correctness of feet and legs. He just doesn't maintain the same top line integrity or isn't as amped up in his center body either. But good job to you. A nice bull to go second.
Thank you very much to our Judge Schutz. Our mature champion, our senior champion of our Bronvie show is entry number 65, Swiss Tradition Leo. From Swiss Tradition Bronvie of Leduc County, that's the Pedons and the Foxes. Our reserve senior champion, entry number 66, Maranatha Voss Louis, DKV 3L from Voss Bronvie of Burdett, Alberta. So we have 2 sets of champion bulls coming into Horizon Ag and Turf show ring number 2. We'll lead off with our Blonde Aquitaine first, followed by the Bronvie. Our 2 bull calves, followed by our yearling bull for our Grand Champion Blonde Aquitaine bull. And we'll reintroduce you to those contenders because they include entry number 54, Delaney Camelchuck with Clover Hill Storm and Norman 40N as our bull calf champion. Our reserve champion, Little Creek Nitro 21N, entry 53 from the Camelchucks of Collinton as well. And then our junior champion, Clover Hill Maverick 402M, entry number 61, Delaney Camelchuck's Clover Hill Cattle Company outfit with our senior champion. Showing number 2 features our Blonde Aquitaine Grand Champion Bull Drive right now for Judge Landon Schutz. Of course, our grand champion, Blonde Aquitaine Bull, will be in our Supreme Championship on Supreme Saturday.
And with that, we're going to have comments on our 2-year-old, rather our mature cow class number 15, from Judge Ty Draves.
Super nice pair to start off the class. I think a pair that comes to the top pretty easily for me. This heifer calf is just amazing. I really like her. She gets out and moves like a cat. She's really nice up through that front, just beautiful made, nice lines in her. She's big-footed and just a really nice calf. The cow follows her really nice, big-bodied cow, nice neck, beautiful udder. Get behind her. There's some rib shape there and power. Just a really nice pair to start off the class. The pair in second follows, I think, a red cow that you got to appreciate the length of spine of this cow. Nice uddered. She gets out and moves really well. Just a nice cow to tie in with my first place. The bull calf's pretty cool. I really like him. Just a nice moving guy. He gets out and you just got to appreciate the presence that he has. A really nice calf in second. The pair in third, a really good big rugged bull calf here. She's doing a whale of a job on him. I think a calf that you get behind him. He's stout. He's adequately big ribbed, and you got to appreciate what she's done with him. The cow, I'd like to see her maybe just a little more power to step up with the other two today. But I think a pair that you got to really appreciate, and I think a pair that's really, really good in their own right.
Thank you, Ty. So your mature cow champion is entry number 20 from Tierra Soul Cattle Company of Clyde with YFS SSS Caesar 56H. Moving off with her heifer calf at side. And your reserve mature cow champion is entry 18, Clear Lake Julie 6J from Clear Lake Solaire of Barhead. And third in class, Care's Miss Pole Janet, 6J from Care Farms Solaire at Thorhild. And to all of our exhibitors in the Solaire show, our next class, class number 17, is up next.
Horizon Ag and Turf is featuring our grand champion Blonde Aquitaine Bull class. Judge Schutz to preside and now to comment.
These three blonde bulls really fit together nicely. I think represent a lot of good, and there's some consistency between them out here, and I'm really happy with that. Before we go any further, I'd just like to take a quick second to thank everyone that's helped put this AOB show on. It's been a pleasure and very well run and smooth for me, and been an absolute pleasure and joy to be out here and work through the cattle so far today. I'm going to continue to look forward to what's to come yet. I'll just run through them here, starting with the bull in front of me. This bull has a real nice combination for me of just body and structure with muscle. A good bull that's very fundamental at the ground. He's as good-footed and square as any out here, and as well as is opened up and soft in his center body and from behind, and still gives a nice look from the side and travels with flexibility and meets his stride without missing a beat every time. Followed him up a real sharp-looking sire prospect that went reserve division. He's even cleaner fronted than my champion. Really gives a good look about him. And from there back, I thought he was very similar to my champion in terms of just this rib shape, muscle, and width from behind, where I split the difference. So I didn't read him to be as big-boned or flexible out of his hind leg to sit back reserve division. And then I got into the yearling bull, a single entry that could have withstood some more competition for just his looseness of structure and fleshing ability and body, more than enough muscle shape from behind. I get him out here and compare. I just got to ask myself and evaluate where the trade-off is. I don't read him to be quite as well put together or attractive in his head and neck or shoulder shape, but a good fundamental bull that's very practical. No doubt all of these bulls, they have a lot of muscle, power, which the breed's known for, and that's just right with the times today when we're feeding cattle to as heavy weights as we ever had, and making these cows pushing performance and power every year. But as much as I like that, as much as the next guy, I'm also just as interested in functionality, cow longevity, and just overall maternal function. And I think in a breed with so much power, that definitely can help sort some outliers from the good cattle. That's where I like my bull calf. I think his combination is very good. He's going to win the show. I'm going to follow him up closely with another bull calf. I think a lot of turnout potential in him as well. And my compliments to all of you.
And so thank you, Judge Schutz. Our Blonde Aquitaine bull calves become our Grand and Reserve entries 54 and 53. Clover Hill Storm and Norman 40N is our Grand Champion Blonde Aquitaine bull. For Delaney Kamelchuk of Clover Hill Cattle Company, the Kamelchuk Senior Division becomes the Reserve Champion with Little Creek Nitro 21N of Collinton, Alberta. David Kamelchuk and the Little Creek Farms crew with our Reserve Champion Blonde Aquitaine bull. Next class into the ring will be our Grand Champion Bronvie bull, and then we'll roll in, folks, with our group classes before freshening the ring for our main Anjou show commencing in about a half an hour, less than 20 minutes or so.
Over in ring number 1 to our judge, Ty Draves. This is the first and only class of junior heifer calves. We will have 2 splits of senior heifer calves following this juniors. So these are all heifers born mid-February to mid-March. This is your single class of junior heifer calves.
And in show ring number 2, this is our Grand Champion Bronvie bull class. Our bull calf champion is entry number 59, SMJ Bronvie, Shaley Junks. Swiss Tradition SMJ Ninja from Ardrossan, Alberta. That's our bull calf champion. Our reserve is the Pedons and the Foxes with Swiss Tradition Nitro, entry number 60, our reserve bull calf champion. Voss Marlowe DKV 19M from Voss Bronvie of Burdett, Alberta, entry 63 is our junior champion. Our reserve junior champion again, the Foxes and the Pedons with Swiss Tradition Hondo, Leduc County's entry number 64. And rounding out the field, our senior champion is Swiss Tradition Leo from, again, Ian and Verena Pedon and Michaela and Albert Fox, entry 65, our senior champion. Our reserve from the Vosses, Maranatha Voss Louis, DKV 3L, entry 66 from Burdett, Alberta. Again, our grand champion on the line from this class to compete in FARMFAIR Internationals 2025 Supreme Saturday. Our judge is Landon Schutz from Stony Plain, Alberta of Schutz Cattle Company, just coming off his very successful Bred for Banners sale at the end of October. We're happy to have Landon back in Alberta now on a full-time basis, having completed his Bachelor of Animal Science at Texas Tech University down Texas Way. He raises some of the great ones, and we're happy to have him sorting through our great ones in the AOB in Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2.
And Rob, over in ring number 1, if you're marking your show programs, entry number 22 is a scratch. Entry 22 is outside from our mature champion cow-calf pair.
Looking at our sponsors for FARMFAIR International, they do include Alberta Angus Association, who is pleased to have Cletus Sen as their ambassador promoting the Angus breed across the province. Cletus will be here for the week and certainly for the Angus show on Friday. Many thanks to Alberta Angus for their sponsorship.
Over in ring number 1, we're ready for comments in our junior heifer calf class from Judge Ty Draves.
I think a really nice heifer calf to start off this class. She's bold through that middle. She get behind her and she's nicely stout and she's really good footed. Big boned heifer, really nice neck up through that front end, ties it into her shoulder really well. Just a really nice heifer to start this class off with. The heifer in second, I think it follows the first place pretty nicely. Just a heifer that I think maybe just gets a little out prettied here today, just a little less attractive than the first place heifer. But I think a heifer you really have to appreciate for the length of spine of her, and you get behind her, and she's got she's really stout down into that lower 1/3, and I think a heifer that you really have to appreciate to be in second compared to the first place. I think a heifer in third. I really like this heifer. A long-bodied, smooth-made kind of heifer. You get behind her, and she's adequately stout. I think a heifer that maybe just gets out-horsed here compared to the top 2 heifers for me today, but a really nice heifer in third. The 2 heifers we have down here at the bottom, I think heifers that are really nice in their own right, heifers that will go out and produce. I think 2 heifers that maybe just, for me today, just gets a little more rough-looking compared to the 3 above them. Thanks.
Thank you, Ty. And we'll run through very quick results as we showcased ring number 1. Our junior heifer calf champion, entry 25, GIT Natalie 18N from GIT Performance Cattle of Langdon. Second in class, entry 26, YFS SSS Mix Fix It Girl 176N from Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill. Third in class, entry 23, Cares Miss Poldnala 4N from Care Farm Solaire of Thorhild. Fourth entry 24, Cares Miss Pold Nebula 3N from Care Farm Solaire. And fifth entry number 21, WA Nightshade 4N from Whispering Aspen Ranch of Cecil Lake, BC. Rob, you've got some really huge excitement building over in ring number 2. Tell us all about it.
Well, we do. We're ready for comments from Judge Landon Schutz on his Grand Champion Bronvie class in Horizon Ag and Turf show ring number 2. Folks, Judge Schutz.
Well, wow. What a tremendous time this has been for me today. I've really enjoyed myself and had a lot of fun working through the cattle. I just want to say I'm very grateful and humbled for the opportunity. It's been a pleasure. Every time I do get the opportunity to go and judge my show, I always do my best to make a point just to take a moment to take it all in, whether it's before the show or while I'm in the ring here, or as I'm leaving and reflecting on it. But this one here at Edmonton and FARMFAIR is extra special for me for sure. Getting to come home, see my family, spend some time with the boys back home, and I get to see judge a big show at my hometown. I'll certainly remember it for a long time. But I also wouldn't get to do it if I didn't have the support system that I do. My mom, she's to my right here in the corner. I know the rest of my family, they're watching online. And they make a lot of sacrifices and do a lot for me to get to do what I do. So I just want to say thank you, and I love you. With that, I'd also like to say a big thank you to all the sponsors and volunteers, committee that's put this on to make it a smooth run as it gets. It starts with Darren. He's been out here, just him, and I don't know if I've ever had a ringman do as good of a job as him. I didn't have to think about much. I just got to sit back and place them the way I like them. I really appreciate that. With that, I'd like to thank everyone at the table, making it well run, transitioning between the rings, making sure it's all running smoothly, as well as the people in the back, making sure that the cattle are on classes on time. I know a lot of time, money, and effort is put into this year-round, and oftentimes it's just for one show, like today. Maybe it's their cattle's first trip to town this fall, And and that's a lot for some people to comprehend how much of those three things we put into that just for that. And I know we all like to be as competitive as we can and get our hopes up for just how much time, effort, money we do put in. And as competitive as I am and like to win, I'd just like to remind you guys that there is a bigger picture to all this. The reason that God put us on this earth wasn't to show cattle at FARMFAIR 2025 International. Wasn't for me to judge all the breed shows, or for you guys to put time, effort, or money in all year just for one show. This is the small things of the hard work and the networking and just the consistency of all that and getting to do what you love and make a profit with your own business as well is certainly very special. I'd just like to remind you guys of all that, regardless of how you did today, and for everyone else who may be listening for the rest of the week. As far as the cattle, I knew they were going to be really good coming to FARMFAIR, and I was certainly excited leading up to this. But man, it surpassed my expectations. I've seen some standouts, at the top end that have really set the bar high, and I think can push these breeds forward and continue to make each generation better. In regards to this Braun v Bull lineup, there's a couple out here that are just that. There's two standouts out here in my mind that maybe offer as much breed value as I've judged today. This big bull here, he's a stud. He's going to be my champion today. This bull calf here, he's going to be my reserve. He's young and a bit smaller, but he's a mighty tank nonetheless, an absolute beast of a Braun v Bull calf to go reserve champion today. Congratulations.
And in Horizon Ag and Turf showing number 2, our Braun v Show has our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion bulls declared. Congratulations to Swiss Tradition Leo bringing out the hi-hat to put on the show halter for Ian and Verena Peden. Michaela and Albert Fox with entry number 65, our senior champion, becomes our grand champion. And Shaylee Junk of SMJ Brunvie, Ardrossan, Alberta, has our reserve grand champion with our bull calf champion. Entry number 59, Ninja, becomes our reserve grand champion, Brunvie bull. We will roll right in with our breeders herd, followed by progeny of dam classes, and then the announcement of our premier breeder and exhibitor before we head off for pictures, and then we can get our main Anjou show into the ring. But in our ring number 1, sponsored by Horizon Ag and Turf, we are ready now with Ty Draves, waiting patiently to make comments on his Solaire heifer calf class.
Just a really nice red heifer to start off this split one of senior heifer calves. I think a heifer calf that hits you really hard when she walks in the ring. She's big, bold ribbed, and really stout and huge topped. I don't think I've seen a heifer calf today yet with the top of this one. But a really, really, really nice red heifer calf to start off this class. The heifer in second, you could argue with your second and third places, and I wouldn't argue back that much. But I think a heifer that for me today, you got to appreciate her for the length of spine of this heifer. She's the best footed one in the class by far. I think a heifer that's really soft made, and just a heifer that I think complements the first place pretty nicely, and the heifer in third. I think what splits them for me today is I think this heifer might be just a little tight in the heart for me to compete with the two above her. But I really like this heifer. She's long-bodied and just really, really nice made. The heifer in fourth, a heifer that I think just gets a little bit outpowered here today, but a really nice heifer in her own right. She's big ribbed and just a nice neck, nice fronted female with a nice head on her. I think a heifer that rounds out the class nicely.
Thank you, Ty. So advancing to our senior division finals is entry 29, YFS SSS Nothing But Class. 52N from Scattered Spruce Solaire. Second in class and also advancing Clear Lake Nectar Sweet 502N That is entry 27 from Clear Lake Solaire of Barhead. Third in class, PW Nicola 3N from PW Stock Farm at Foothills. That was entry 65. And fourth in class, entry 28, YFS SSS Northern Elegance 110N from Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill. Our next class into ring number 1 will be our second and final split of senior heifer calves for Judge Ty. This will be the 5th of January to the 13th of January. There should be 4 entries in this class.
We are wrapping up our AOB show in Horizon Ag and Turf Show ring number 2. We have our 2 breeders' herds in the class. This is a definite required class to determine how things go for Premier Breeder and Premier Exhibitor. And then we'll announce those at the completion of our next class, which is our Progeny of Dam class. We have been very proud through our AOB show to have Native Son done well in terms of becoming a sought-after judge with American training, having pursued his Bachelor of Science at Texas Tech. Now back up here where he can give Schutz Cattle Company his entire focus. We've been happy to have Lannon Schutz as our judge for the AOB, and he's ready to comment now on his breeders' herd class. Folks, here is our judge.
Breeders' herd class here with 2 entries, and yeah, it's just a testimony, like I said in the class prior to just representing your operation as a whole and all the time and effort that goes in to try and get a consistent, uniform herd that can offer some profit as well with that. I'm going to go ahead and use this pair 4 cattle here in front of me, and I'll follow closely with the cattle to my left, but nice 2 sets of 4 here. I wish you the best with them down the road.
And so from Judge Schutz, our champion breeders' herd is entry number 68, Swiss Tradition Bronvie. That's Ian and Verena Peden and Michaela and Albert Fox. And our reserve champion breeders' herd is Voss Bronvie. And while the Swiss Tradition crew is in the ring, because this actually did determine the outcome for Premier Breeder and Exhibitor. Premier Breeder had already been determined, but Premier Exhibitor was a tie. Those points are always broken. Ties are broken based on Premier Breeder, or based on Breeder's herd. We congratulate Swiss Tradition Bronvie, Ian and Verena Peden, and Michaela and Albert Fox, our Premier Breeder and Premier Exhibitor of the AOB Show 2025 at FARMFAIR International. Based on their placing here in Breeder's herd, Swiss Tradition Bronvie is our Premier Breeder and Premier Exhibitor. We want to ask our breeders' herds to add to or delete for your progeny of dam. Voss, Braunvi, and Swiss Tradition have progeny of dam entered, and we would ask for Pearly Watt Farms to come and join. So please add to or delete for your progeny of dam.
Over in ring number 1, we're ready to have comments on our second and final split of senior heifer calves in the Solaire show, and comments from our judge, Draves.
A really nice black heifer here to start off the class. I think a heifer that hits really hard when she walks in, the presence about her, and when she's set up and those ears go forward. I think a heifer that just ties it all together for me really nicely, gets out and moves really well. Just really, really nice heifer to start off the class. I think a heifer in second that follows her really nicely. I think a heifer that gets out and moves really well, really nice line. I think what separates the two for me today is I like to see the red heifer in second, just maybe a little stronger top compared to the heifer in first. I think two really nice heifers, though, to start off the class. The heifer in third, really got to appreciate this heifer for a long spine she is. When she gets out and moves, she moves really well. She gets that head up. She's got a really nice head and shoulders. It ties into her body really, really well. I think a heifer that for me just gets a little out attractive here today compared to the two ahead, but a really nice heifer in third. The heifer in fourth, a heifer for me just gets a little more rugged looking, maybe just not quite as strong topped as the heifers above her, and a heifer that maybe just doesn't move quite that great for me today. I think a heifer that's maybe just fighting the halter a little bit as well when she's moving, but I think a heifer that's really good in her own right, and I think will go on and do good things. Thank you.
Thank you, Ty. So advancing to our next class to determine our senior heifer calf division champion is entry 30 TSC Night Moves 513N, exhibited by Tierra Sol Cattle Company and Bar D Ranching. Second in class and also advancing, entry 33 YFS SSS Mix Rockstar 7N, exhibited by Scattered Spruce Solaire. Third in class went to entry number 31, N42, Miss Neferetti, 14N. And fourth in class, entry number 32, N42, Naughty Nina, 13N, exhibited by North 42 Cattle Company. So our next class will be our senior declaration championship. So the top two from our first split need to make their way back in. That is the entries from Scattered Spruce Solaire and Clear Lake Solaire.
And Judge Schutz in ring number 2 is on to his final class. This is our progeny of dam. We do have 2 Braunvi progenies as well as a belted Galloway progeny. We've been very happy to have Landon Schutz as our judge. He's been assisted by Darren Dunford through the course of the day. I'm sure Darren has made his 10,000 steps, if not more. Judge, your class is complete.
And over in our ring number 1, we'll reintroduce you to our class winner from the first split, YFSS SSS Nothing But Class 52N, followed by entry 27, Clear Lake Nectar Sweet 502N. Joining them from our recent class, entry 30, TSC Night Moves 513N. And joining her in the second split, YFS SSS Miss Rockstar 79. That's entry 33.
And in showing number 2, we're ready with comments from our judge on our final class of the AOB, Judge Schutz.
Thank you, Rob. Again, it's been an absolute pleasure today. This will be the last time that you guys will hear from me. But again, it's been an honor. Very humbled for the opportunity, and I hope to come back many times. This is certainly the atmosphere, the facility, and the show staff and volunteers. It's second to none here at FARMFAIR International, and I've had a blast getting the opportunity to sort through this AOB show, and I couldn't be more thankful to all of you for making that happen as good as it did. out here. I think it's very close between the top two. I'm going to go ahead and use the set of bulls here to my middle and follow them with the belteds. But it's a real close set of three to close out our day. Once again, thank you, everyone, for the opportunity. It's been a pleasure.
And our champion progeny of dam is entry number 70. Congratulations, entry 70, our winning progeny of dam. Entry number 71, our reserve. So Swiss Tradition has our champion progeny of dam. Our reserve champion going to Pearly Watt Farm. Congratulations. That wraps up our AOB show. Thanks to all of our volunteers, our marshals, Darren Dunford, our ringman, and our judge, Landon Schutz. Will be moving into our main Anjou show in just a few moments' time. First into Horizon Ag and Turf show ring number 1. Judge Draves has comments. Folks, here's Ty.
I think these exhibitors need a round of applause. Just 4 really nice, good senior heifer calves here to start off the day. I kind of commented on all of them in the class, so I'll just go ahead and select my champion in reserve for you.
Thank you, Ty. So congratulations go to Tierra Soul Cattle Company and Bar D Ranching as they take home the division title for Senior Heifer Calf here in the Solaire Show. And he keeps it in the division. Folks, entry 33 will be reserve. That is the entry from Scattered Spruce Solaire. That's YFS SSS Miss Rockstar 7N, your reserve senior champion. So congratulations to our last 2 qualifiers for our Grand Champion Drive. So folks, we'll want you to pay attention in ring number 1. This is our Grand Champion and Reserve Grand Champion Solaire Female Drive. We'll allow our marshals to get things organized, but give us just a couple seconds, folks. We're going to have some pretty amazing Solaire genetics out here in just a moment's time. For those of you watching along the sidelines, you have no idea how important it is to have proper show ring management. And we want to thank Rory. And I think, Rory, it's like your 35th year here, yeah? We just want to thank you for being here and being a very special part of the team. And if he wasn't busy enough with FARMFAIR, he's also a 4-H Alberta ambassador. So thank you, Rory, for all the great stuff you do. All right, folks, we're going to start with our junior heifer calves. So our junior heifer calf champion, entry 25, is GIT Natalie, 18N, from GIT Performance Cattle of Langdon. Our reserve junior champion heifer calf, entry 26, from Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill, with YFS SSS Miss Fix-It Girl 176N. From our senior heifer calf division, our champion is the entry 30 from Tierra Soul Cattle Company and Bar D Ranching with TSC Night Moves 513N. Your reserve senior champion heifer calf entry 33 YFS SSS Miss Rockstar 79, exhibited by Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill. Then we go back to our yearlings, and in our junior division, our congratulations go to our first place female. That is entry number 11, Cares Miss Pulled Medusa 19M, exhibited by Scattered Spruce Solaire. Reserve junior champion female in the yearling division is entry 13, exhibited by Care Farm Solaire of Thorhild with Cares Miss Pulled Mulan 7M. In the senior yearling division, we congratulated P.W. Maybelline 2M as our champion senior yearling. That was entry 17, exhibited by P.W. Stock Farm of Foothills. Reserve senior yearling champion went to entry 16, Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill with TSC My Kinda Girl 402M. Then we jump to our senior champions, our mature cow-calf pairs. And first place honors went to entry number 20, YFS SSS Caesar 56H, exhibited by Tierra Soul Cattle Company of Clyde. And your reserve senior champion mature cow, Clear Lake Jewelly 6J, that is entry 18, and that is exhibited by Clear Lake Solaire of Barhead. So ladies and gentlemen, this is our grand champion female lineup, and will represent Solaire down at Supreme Saturday. And what an exciting lineup it is. We also want to remind you that DLMS is hosting an online sale, the Solaire Elite Sale. The closeout for that sale is tomorrow night at the banquet, so make sure that you check out the link on DLMS and see the lots for the Solaire Elite Sale. I bet you there's some really exciting ones in this lineup that might be in that sale. Our judge, Ty Draves, was our official for today. Ty and his wife, Taylor, own and operate Tidy Livestock just outside of Lloydminster. And no stranger to the show ring, they've showed some pretty phenomenal Simmental over the years. Just have ventured into the Hereford breed as well, but a dynamic young couple. And we're really happy to have Ty with us in the Solaire ring today. And I think with that, folks, we're going to have some comments from Ty on this championship drive.
I think everyone here deserves a round of applause because all these Solaire females I would take home any day. I think we really have some great quality all the way from our junior heifer cows all the way down to our mature cows. I think the Solaire breed should be very proud with what they've shown here today, and even the cattle that were not out here and sent back to the barn. I think just really high quality, and I was so excited to say yes when I was asked to judge, and I think I have a couple in my mind that I think I'm going to use. So I'll go get you a couple champions.
Congratulations, our mature champion cow takes home the grand and representing Solaire in Supreme Saturday. Congratulations to Tierra Soul Cattle Company with YFS SSS Caesar 56H. She's your champion, Solaire female. And congratulations to our senior heifer calf. She will take home reserve. That is TSC Night Moves 513N. And those are your top two representing our champion Solaire group. Entry 30 is our reserve champion Solaire. Well, folks, we're going to ask our top two champions to get priority over at the show champion shop box. Judge Ty Draves, We will ask you to join them. We'll take a very brief break for pictures, and then we'll get started right away with our junior bull calves.
Ladies and gentlemen, Horizon Ag and Turf Show Ring number 2 is turned over and ready now for our Farm Fair International Main Anjou Show. We're very proud to have Toby Noble of Lloydminster as our official judge for the always popular Main Anjou Show, David Vincent, his ringman. And we will be moving into the main influence first. So we'll be doing our main influence females, followed by our main influence bulls, taking a break for pictures, and then moving into our purebred show. So coming into the ring first, our main influence heifer calves. There are 5 heifer calves coming into the ring. These are all the calendar year calves. And Judge Toby Noble, your class is complete. We're very proud to be able to spotlight the sponsors of our Alberta Main Anjou Show, including the Alberta Main Anjou. And those sponsors include Hanson Livestock, Shuckburg Cattle, Maple Lane Stock Farms, Bryan Farms, and Willow Creek Cattle. Among our major farm fair sponsors, again, includes Alberta Beef Producers, and they want all of you to know that delegate nominations are open until November 15th, so the end of next week. This is your chance to step up, represent your peers, and help shape the direction of your commission. Learn more by connecting with a delegate in your zone or by visiting albertabeef.org. That's albertabeef.org. We thank Alberta Beef Producers for, among their sponsorship of Farm Fair International, providing us with the coffee. Starbucks, you can't go wrong. For 55 years, Alta Genetics has valued the strong partnerships with consignors who have supported Alta through the decades. These relationships are the foundation of Alta Genetics' success, and they're proud to continue serving the cattle industry with dedication and innovation. Many thanks to Alta Genetics. BrokerLink is a proud insurer of farms and agribusiness. Contact them today to get the right coverage for your insurance needs. Horizon Ag and Turf, featuring our main Anjou show in show ring number 2, is ready now with comments on our first class of the main Anjou show. This is the Main Influence Heifer Calf, class number 1, and here is Judge Toby Noble to comment on his class of 5 folks. Judge Noble.
Thanks, Rob. Really nice class, I think, to get us started here in the Maintainer show, and probably a pair of heifers, in my mind, offer a little bit of give and take. To me, the black heifer on the move is where she wants to solidify her place at the top of this class. I think when you compare to the red heifer in second, she takes quite a bit of a longer stride out of her front end. She's just more flexible off both ends of her skeleton. On top of this, I think here's kind of our big-framed, long-bodied kind of heifer. I like her muscle pattern. I like her look. Again, her structure advantage allows her to win this class. The red heifer in second, to me, when on the standstill, this is the one that I gravitate to. Really good balance from the side. She's good-looking. She offers a little bit more sweep to her lower body in comparison to the heifer in front of her. But just when we ask that heifer to go, to me, I just want to see her get out of her front end with a little bit more flex and relaxation. She gets a little bit shorter and rounder out of her hip. But again, I like this one's look, I like her rib shape, and I like her muscle. Black heifer that comes in third, pretty logical place for her in my opinion. She's long-bodied, she's smooth-made. I like her growth and I like her performance. Here's another one. When we ask her to go, she just wants to struggle to get out of her front end, work up in the middle part of her spine. But on the standstill, I like her length, I like her body. Black heifer that comes next, another long-bodied one. This one's really green in her condition, and I can appreciate that. She's good-looking, she's stout from behind. To me, she's just a little bit drier and harder in terms of her lower body. I just want to see her have a little bit more in terms of true softness. Young lady, short-horn marked heifer that's going to round out the class. Really, really neat from a silhouette standpoint. Ultra good looking, really big ribbed and stout, one that balances up nice from the side. I want to see more of this one in terms of frame and length. She gets shorter in her cannon bone, just wants to snap off her rear too when we ask her to go, but still a unique female with really cool pieces.
And thanks very much, Judge Toby Noble, on comments on our Main Influence Heifer Calf class. Our Heifer Calf champion is KKS Miss Bearded Badger, 569N from Shuckburg Cattle, is entry number 6, Carp's Norma Jean Riley, 575N from Kurt Uremko and Carpathian Land and Livestock of St. Paul, Alberta. Congratulations, entry number 6, first place in our class, and our Heifer Calf champion, reserve champion in second place is Shuckburg Cattle with entry number 1, KKS Miss Bearded Badger, 569N. We'll be seeing both of those in our Grand Champion Main Influence female class at the completion of our next class, which is our yearling heifers. If you're marking your show program on class number 1, the Main Influence Heifer Calf, entry number 1 is second, entry number 2 is fourth, entry number 3 is third, entry number 4 places fifth, and entry number 6 is our class winner. That's Carp's Norma Jean Riley, back in high school. Class number 2 is a single entry class for Judge Noble with our main influence yearling heifer. Do just want to let you know that this animal exhibited by Brian, not Zedbar, but exhibited and owned by Brian. And Judge Noble, your class is complete. Among our Main Anjou sponsors are also Blue Sky Maine, Rasilvia Cattle, Mel's Maines, Carpathian Land and Cattle, and Manitou Maines. Looking at our Farm Fair sponsors again, Bud Light, a refreshing taste that's easy to enjoy at Farm Fair International. So easy to enjoy, you just go around the pillar that identifies Show Ring 2 as the Horizon Egg and Turf Show Ring, and you can help yourself to a Bud Light from one of the friendly expo bars. And Judge Noble's ready with comments on his single entry main influence yearling heifer. Folks, here's Toby.
Just a single entry in this class, but a heifer, I think, with quite a bit of quality. She offers extra frame and length of body, really muscular from behind. I think she's right on track in terms of her condition. She's fresh and doesn't have too much on her. She gets a little bit plainer up through her head and her neck, wants to round out of her hip a little bit. But again, I like her length of body, I like her rib shape, and I like her muscle pattern.
And thanks, Judge Noble. Comments on our main influence yearling heifer. First place and champion, entry number 7, ZMA Miss Rockstar 450M for Brian Farms of Daysland. Congratulations to our first place and yearling heifer champion. She'll be waiting in the ring now to be joined by the heifer calves that Judge Noble evaluated to determine who the top 2 were, as we now get into our first Grand and Reserve Grand Champion of our Main Anjou show, our Grand and Reserve Champion Main Influence female, where our contenders are Carps, Norma Jean Riley, 575M from Kurt Uremko, and the Uremko family of Carpathian Land and Livestock, St. Paul, Alberta. Entry 6 was our heifer calf champion. Our reserve heifer calf champion from the Shuckburgs of Stettler, Alberta. Entry 1, KKS Miss Bearded Badger, 569N. And then our yearling champion, ZMA Miss Rockstar, 450M, entry number 7 from Brian Farms of Daysland. This is our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion, Main Influence female. And we're proud to recognize additional sponsors of our Main Anjou show: New Haven Cattle, Deagle Cattle Company, Torona Farms, Pick 6 Cattle, and Wise Main Anjou. Many thanks to our sponsors, including the Alberta Main Anjou Association of our Farm Fair International Main Anjou show. And Judge Noble ready to comment on his Grand Champion Main Influence female.
Just a couple classes here in our Main Influence show, but I think a lot of quality. Obviously, our first heifer calf class offers a lot of different types and kinds. With that, there was really good quality all the way through. The yearling heifer standing here again, one that I commented on her body, her length, and her overall power. Another female that I quite like. With that being said, I'll go ahead and get you a couple champions selected.
Thanks very much, Judge Noble. On the lookout for his champion and reserve champion Main Influence females. And our heifer calf champion will be our grand champion. Congratulations to Kurt Uremko, and the heifer calves come out on top with Shuckburg Cattle also having reserve champion. Congratulations to entry number 6 and entry number 1, our grand and reserve grand champion, Main Anjou Influence females. Carp's Norma Jean Riley, entry 575N, entry number 6 is our grand champion, Main Influence female. Our reserve champion, KKS Miss Bearded Badger, 569N from Shuckburg Cattle Company. Entry number 01 is our reserve champion. Before we move into pictures, we'll actually do the evaluating of our Main Influence bulls, which is actually represented by a class of 3 bull calves. So Judge Noble, you have 3 bull calves coming into the ring for your Main Influence calendar year bull calves. If you're marking a Main Influence show program or a Main Anjou show program, please scratch entry number 8. Please scratch entry number 8. In the words of the immortal Hoss Hammer, he ain't racing with us today. Judge Toby Noble, your class is complete. And Judge Toby Noble is ready to comment on his Main Influence bulls. Folks, Judge Noble.
I think a really nice pair of Main Influence bulls here, 2 bulls that are quite a bit different. To me, our better structured option is going to win the class. I think the bull up front, when we compare him to our guy standing in second, he's more relaxed in the angle of his shoulder. He meets the ground on a bigger foot with a little bit more flex and comfort when we ask these cattle to go. And as we stand off him and study him, he's just a little bit softer in terms of his lower body. To me, he offers more in terms of testicle development and compared to our second place bull, but just a really solid place to start. The bull in second, in my mind, has a lot of extra pieces. He gives you a really nice look from the side, really well balanced and attractive. This guy's really stout and opened up through his center body in terms of his pin width and in terms of his genuine shape from behind. I like him a lot. When we ask him to go, to me, he's just a little bit straighter in the angle of his shoulder, not as soft as that calf in front of him, and I just want to see more in terms of testicle development. But again, his extra pieces are intriguing. 2 really nice bulls.
And thank you very much, Judge Toby. Our champion Main Influence bull calf is entry number 9, KKS Forte, 501N from Faith Shuckburg and Shuckburg Cattle of Stettler, Alberta. Congratulations to Faith. Forte is our champion main influence bull calf. Our reserve champion is Genesaub Cow and Diamond S Cattle of Britterheim, Alberta. Entry number 10, Wicked Move, aka Blue 1N, is our reserve champion main influence bull calf. Folks, our judge and our champion females and bulls of the main influence will head off for pictures, and once they're back, we will roll into the ring for our purebred show, starting with our yearling purebred heifers. That's those females born in 2024.
And over in show ring number 1, we're excited to kick off our bull show in the Solaire breed. This is class number 22. It is our junior bull calves. These are calves born from the 21st of February to the 10th of April. So a fairly large spread in the age. Our next class will be our senior bull calves, but this is our junior bull calf division. And again, our age spread is February 21st to April 10th. Well, folks, we're ready for comments on our junior bull calf division from Judge Ty Draves.
I think a really cool black bull calf to start off the class, and just a March 1st bull, but I think a bull that really puts it all together. You know, you get behind him, he's super stout, big top. You get over that shoulder, and he's beautiful, works it right into his head and neck. I think just a bull that just most complete calf for me. I think to start off the bull calf show. The second bull in the class, just a long spine bull. I think a bull that maybe just gives up that little bit of attractiveness, but a bull that you really have to appreciate on the move, and a bull that you really have to appreciate that length of spine. The bulls in third and fourth here, just long-bodied calves, adequately stout, big top, just get out on the move really well. I think calves, though, that just maybe just get out horsed here today in terms of attractiveness and stoutness, but just a really nice class to start off the bull show.
Thank you, Judge Draves. So your junior champion bull calf goes to entry number 36 from GIT Performance Cattle of Langdon, and that is GIT Night Shift 27N. Your reserve junior champion bull calf from Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill with entry 37, YFS SSS Rockstar Reactor 215N. Third in class is Care's Mr. Pulled Nibs 27N, entry 35 from Care Farms Solaire. And fourth in class, entry number 34, exhibited by Clear Lake Solaire, that's Clear Lake Nobility 504N. Next in the ring will be our senior bull calves. For Judge Draves, there should be 7 entries in this class. 7 entries. Judge Draves, the age spread in the senior bull calves goes from the 8th of January to the 14th of February.
Like, if you drive off hours, it's better. It's not great, but it's better.
And after some deliberation, we'll now have comments from Judge Ty Draves on our Senior Bull Calf Division Championship.
I think you're going to start off this class with this middle of February calf. A little bit smaller compared to my second place bull, but that's okay. I think a calf that puts it all together for me. He's really smooth in through that shoulder, ties it up really nice in through his neck and head. I think a bull that when you get behind him, he's nice, big hip, carries that down into his lower 1/3. Nice testicle development and really clean sheath. Just a really nice bull for me. The second place bull, I'm sure there's some people that might put this bull ahead of this calf, but I think for me today, what separates the two is the cleanliness of belly line on this bull. Just a little, like to tidy that sheath up just a little bit more, and maybe not so straight and angular into that shoulder. I'd like to see him a little more flex in that front legs and from his angle from his shoulder down. But I think a calf that really complements the first place. Two really nice bull calves to start off the class. The bull calf in third, I think a calf you really have to admire for the length of spine, and you get behind him and he's big hipped and just a really good footed calf on the move. I think for me today, just the attractiveness compared to the two ahead of him is what gets him here today, but a really good bull to be in third. The calves down the line just lack a little bit of the attractiveness and prettiness compared to the calves above, but I think calves that are big, growthy calves, good haired, and I think calves that are going to go on and do some good in the breed. I think everyone should be super proud of what they brought out here today.
Thank you, Ty. So your Senior Bull Calf Champion is exhibited by Tierra Sol Cattle Company. That's entry number 38, TSC, no regrets, 515N. Second in class is YFS SSS Final Verdict 63N, exhibited by Scattered Spruce Solaire. That's entry number 40. Third in class, entry 39, YFS SSS Strike Point 73N. Fourth in class, Clear Lake Noteworthy 251N. That's entry 41, exhibited by Clear Lake Solaire. Fifth in class, PW Newman 1N, entry 43. Coming to you from PW Stock Farm. Sixth in class, entry 45, N42 Northern Nest Egg 19N, exhibited by North 42 Cattle Company. And seventh in class, entry 42, North 42 Cattle Company with N42 Northern Nitro 29N. Our yearling bull class is up next. For Judge Draves, we have 4 entries in our yearling bull division, 4 entries.
Over in ring 2, we are ready to go again, and we're going to start off with class number 10, purebred yearling heifers for Judge Noble to adjudicate. We anticipate 3 entries in this class.
If you're marking your show program over in the Solaire Bull Show, you can scratch entry 47, scratch entry 47. So for Judge Ty Draves, we have an age range from January 1st to the 25th of January. So the January born yearling bulls.
In the Horizon stage or show ring number 2, we'll get some comments from Judge Noble.
A nice trio of bred heifers here to kind of start us off in the female show, and 3 heifers that are quite a bit different. To me, the heifer that's going to win the class, I think best couples, the right kind of body shape, the right kind of power and muscle, and does so on a pliable and flexible structure. Compared to our heifer in second, I just think there's quite a bit more in terms of genuine width at the ground, center body shape, and overall power. Young man's heifer that comes in second, one that's still really green. I like this one from a condition standpoint, really flexible on the go. She's big-footed, stout in terms of her features, a heifer that has a lot of length and a lot of look from the side. In comparison to our class winner, she's probably not as soft in her lower body, probably just not as overall power through the middle part of her rib cage, but again, a sound structured, good condition kind of a female. Heifer in third I like a lot from the side, and when parked, she offers extra growth and length. I think she's tall-shouldered and good-looking from the side. I like her body shape. To me, she's just too straight off either ends of her skeleton. Needs to get out and go and reach with more flex and comfort, because that heifer has a lot of advantages when standing still. 3 really nice females.
Thank you very much, Toby, and our congratulations going out to the class winner, entry number 11, KKS Miss Jungle Cat 491M, exhibited by Zedbar Farms and coming to us from Paige Zimmer and Shuckburg Cattle Company. Second in class, entry number 13, Miss Ronsko, JOR 54M from Blue Sky Mains, the Ronskos of Daysland. And third in class, entry number 12, KKS Miss Beast Mode 433 from Shuckburg Cattle and Willow Creek Cattle Company. Marking your program top to bottom, it was 132. In ring number 2, our next class into the ring is a single entry class, and this is the mature cow class, class number 15. This is a 2021 model cow.
And with that, we're going to have comments on our yearling bull division championship from Judge Ty Draves.
Sorry about taking a little bit longer on this class. I think the quality makes it tough, which is good for everyone. I think a bull that's going to lead off for me is just a powerhouse. I mean, he's about a month younger than the bull behind him, and I think a bull that's really long spine, you got to love him for that. Adequate testicles under this bull. Just a massive individual. I think that has to stay at the front. The calf in second. A really nice made calf, a calf that gets out and moves really well, a really nice neck, nice headed bull. I think a bull that's got really attractive up through that front, and just a bull that's really attractive altogether. I think a calf that follows into second nicely. The bull in third, a really attractive looking bull. I think a bull that's just a little bit on the greener side today to compete with the bulls above, but a bull that I think is really good in his own right. Big-footed individual and good on the move. I think a bull that's going to work really, really well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ty. So your champion yearling bull in the Solaire show goes to entry number 46, YFS SSS Megatron 76M, exhibited by Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill, Alberta. Your reserve yearling champion is the entry from PW Stock Farm of Foothills with PW Max 1M, that's entry 49. And third in class, entry 48, N42 Monster Magnet 10M from North 42 Cattle Company of Sexsmith and Blondie Cattle Company as an additional owner. Our next class will be a single entry representing our 2-year-old class. Class 28 is next.
In ring number 2, we're ready for comments on the main Anjou mature cow.
Really nice single entry here. I think we have a cow that's really, really unique in terms of her look. She's a big frame female, really long bodied, but she's so good in her neck attachment. Her neck ties in really high to the top of her shoulder. She's attractive through her head. And then we take this one to the ground. She has extra circumference of foot and bone, ultra powerful. To me, in my mind, just a really unique female who's doing a really nice job on a big, powerful calf. I think a lot of those traits can be seen in him in terms of his look and in terms of his muscle pattern. Really nice female.
Thank you very much, Toby, and congratulations going out to our class winner, entry number 15, Miss Rasilvia 7J from Rasilvia Cattle Company, Rapid Creek Ranch, and Wilkin Ridge Stock Farms. We'll be seeing that entry back in the ring, but first we're going to see some heifer calves, and I believe we have 2 splits of heifer calves coming into the ring. Our first split should have 5 entries.
And folks, comments on this single entry from Judge Ty.
Only a single entry in this 2-year-old bull class, but I think one that's high quality. I think a bull that when you ask him to get out and move, he moves really well. Just a bull that's really nice made, nice in his lines, a calf that ties into his shoulder and his neck really well, nice headed individual. Just a really nice bull. Definitely could have stood some more competition.
Thank you, Ty. So your 2-year-old champion bull is the entry from Bar D Ranching and Scattered Spruce Solaire of Fort Saskatchewan with YFS SSS Atomic 4L. That's entry number 50. Our next class into the ring, folks, is going to be our Grand Champion Solaire bull class. This is a first call for our breeders herd and progeny of dam and get of sire. Make sure that our breeders have those in mind. We will go right from our champion drive into our group classes before we take a break at the picture backdrop. So please have that in mind. Our next class is our Grand Champion drive, followed by our group classes. So leading the way is our junior bull calf champion, entry number 36, GIT Night Shift 27N from GIT Performance Cattle in Langdon. Our reserve junior bull calf champion, YFS SSS Rockstar Reactor 215N, that's entry 37, exhibited by Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill. Then came our senior bull calves, and our champion from that division from Tierra Sol Cattle Company of Clyde with TSC No Regrets 515N. That was entry number 38. A reserve senior bull calf champion, entry 40, YFS SSS Final Verdict 63N, exhibited by Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill. In our yearling bull division, our championship went to entry 46, that is YFS SSS Megatron 96M, exhibited by Scattered Spruce Solaire of Harry Hill. Our second place in our yearling division, entry 49, PW Max 1M from PW Stock Farm of Foothills, Alberta. And our senior bull champion, YFS SSS Atomic 4L. He's entry 50 and exhibited by Barty Ranching of Fort Saskatchewan and Scattered Spruce Solaire. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a pretty phenomenal show over here in ring number 1 celebrating the Solaire breed. We've also been super excited to have Ty Draves adjudicate this show. Ty and his wife Taylor own and operate Tidy Livestock just outside of Lloydminster. A very high quality group of Semitol genetics hail from the Tidy Livestock operation, and some select Herefords as well. They have an awesome backdrop female sale that was online just in October, and they also host an annual bull sale in February, the Cuzio Tidy Bull Sale. So many thanks to Ty Draves as our official judge for the Solaire show here at Farm Fair International, and taking a few minutes to deliberate here in ring number 1 as he is going to select who will represent the Solaire breed. And I think with that, he's ready for comments. So ladies and gentlemen, here is Ty Draves.
I think everyone deserves a round of applause. What an amazing set of bulls. Just before I select my champions, I just really like to thank the Solaire Association for having me out. I was so thrilled to be asked, and to be able to judge a show at Farm Fair is definitely on the bucket list. So thank you for that. And I'd like to thank the committee and everyone for putting it on. And there's a lot of work that goes into all of this, and just thank you for everything. Without the Farm Fair committee and whatever else, we could never do what we do and love what we do. So thank you so much for that. I kind of talked on all these bulls already. I think I have 2 in mind that I think come pretty handily for me, and I'll go out and I'll select you a couple of champions. Thanks.
Wake up, wanna be out of the blue. Lay down, doing what I used to do. Just in case. Well, congratulations, our senior bull calf is champion, and congratulations to Tierra Sol Cattle Company with TSC No Regrets 515N is taking home the banner for Grand Champion Solaire Bull and keeping it in the division. Congratulations to Scattered Spruce Solaire taking home reserve with YFS SSS Final Verdict 63N. Congratulations, ladies. We will ask you to go to the shop box with our judge, but after we do our group classes. So congratulations to our exhibitors that advanced into our championship drive. And next, we would ask the 2 entries in Breeders' Herd to please bring your herd in.
Be proactive with Cattle Active. All natural solution for maintaining rumen health and overall well-being. Get 10% off today at the Cattle Active booth. Stop by the Clean Farms booth to learn how and where to recycle your twine and other ag plastics used on the farm.
If we could get Scattered Spruce Solaire and PW Stock Farm to please make their way to the ring for our breeders' herd.
A battle royale between little brother and big sister. To talk it to us now, here is our judge, Toby Noble.
Really nice class of heifer calves here, and probably the closest pairing I think that I've had to this point. We have a pair of heifer calves that are quite a bit different. To me, they're at different stages in terms of maturity, and they're both really, really high quality, so it's really close between these two. Of the two, I think our class winner, when we study this one in terms of look, the way she's laid in through her shoulder, and from there back, just how smooth and well balanced she is, I think she has the advantage over our female in second. Young man does an awesome job of getting this one shown. She gives you an awesome look from the side. I really like her at the ground. She's big-footed and flexible. This one's really good structured when we ask her to go. Just a really nice female, one that I like now. I think she's only going to get better with time. Young lady's heifer that comes in second, she offers more in terms of genuine width and center body. I think she's more muscular from behind. She's bigger in terms of her pin width and the way she carries her muscle in through her hip and stifle. To me, it's with her added power. When we ask this one to go, she's just not quite as comfortable, wanting to fight the halter a little bit. She works up in the middle part of her spine. She gets a little bit rounder out of her shoulder and out of her hip in comparison to our class winner. To me, this one's just a little bit more mature at this stage of the game. A heifer that I think has a lot of quality, really close top pair. Heifer that comes in third, another moderate frame, big-bodied one. From the side, there's a lot to like. Super good in terms of the sweep she has to her lower body. I think she's robust and powerful through her center body and out of her hip. To me, a heifer that's just a little bit on the moderate side when we study her through her front cannon bone. She has a little bit more navel underneath her. Still a really nice female. Big framed, extra length in the heifer that comes in fourth. This one's really big footed, flexible at the ground. I'd just like to see a little bit more in terms of softness when we study this one from the side. Young man's going to round out the class with a similar kind that offers extra length, good structure. I just want to power this one up all the way through in terms of genuine mass and body, but that's a really nice class of females.
And thank you to Judge Noble. First place honors in this first split of our purebred heifer calves goes to entry number 16, Carp's Glamorous Noreen, 517N. Entry number 16 is our class winner for Emily Uremko in Carpathian Land and Livestock of St. Paul. Second place in that class also to Emily and Carpathian Land and Livestock. Entry number 17, Carps Ronnie's Nanaho Pearl, 561N. If you're marking a show program, the placings on that first split are in order of the program. Entry number 16 places first. Entry 17 is second. Entry number 18 is fourth. Entry number 19 places third. And entry number 20 places fifth. Our next class into the ring, our senior Maine Anjou purebred heifer calves, will be 5 heifers ranging in age from January the 7th at the oldest to February 12th at the youngest, so 5 weeks difference. We hope that our top 2 from Carpathian Land and Livestock stick around the hitching ring, because you'll be coming in for our division championship at the completion of Judge Noble's evaluation of the next class. Ready to elevate your construction or home improvement projects? Visit Cooper Equipment Rentals at 20704 118th A Avenue Northwest, Edmonton, serving contractors across Canada with unmatched service and support.
I think we will be on time. We'll be ready for 4 o'clock.
I don't think there's any issue. And Judge Noble, your class is complete.
We'll draw your attention over in show ring number 1, our Horizon Ag and Turf show ring. We have class number 31. This is Breeders' Herd. We have 2 entries in this class, 2 entries for Judge Ty Draves. And also to our Solaire exhibitors, please have your entries handy for Progeny of Dam and Get a Sire, which is next. We'll have some comments on our Breeders' Herd from Judge Ty Draves.
I think I'm going to go with this first group here. Just for me, it's just a more complete group. I think the heifer calves are really nice. The bull calf was obviously reserve. I think a bull that you really got to appreciate. The cow is just a massive individual with a nice udder. I think just a nice pairs to go for Breeders' Herd. The herd in second, you got to appreciate the length of spine of all these individuals. Just they get out and move really well. Just cattle that I think are going to go out and work in the real world. And I think the breeders should be very, very proud of what they have brought out. Thanks.
Thank you, Ty. So our champion Breeders' Herd goes to the entry from Scattered Spruce Solaire, the Yakimchucks. So congratulations to that family taking home Breeders' Herd, and reserve PW Stock Farm of Foothills, Pete Watkins and family.
And as they stand is how they place. Folks, we have comments now from our Judge Toby Noble.
Another really good class of heifer calves here, and I think once again there are 2 that come to the top that are quite a bit different, both equally good in terms of quality in my mind. today the bigger outlined, longer bodied heifer is going to win the class. I think specifically when we ask these cattle to go, here's the one that's just a little bit more flexible at the ground. I love this one's foot shape. She's got extra bone, but she's super flexible, good in her joints. Really a female that I quite like in terms of look, in terms of power, and in terms of structure. Heifer that stands in second has a lot of extra pieces. She's super opened up in terms of her center body, really good in terms of her muscle pattern. She's big pinned, she's big footed, she's stout in terms of her feature when we take her to the ground. Unfortunately today she just wants to fight the halter a little bit, get a little bit inconsistent in the way she reaches off of those rear two. But again, a high quality female with some of those really intriguing extra pieces. Heifer that comes in third offers a little bit more in terms of outline. She stands tall at her shoulder, well balanced, long bodied kind of a female. To me, she's a little bit more upright in her angles, not the same kind of body shape as the two cattle ahead of her. Young man brings a really powerful one next. This one's big-footed. I like her in terms of her muscle pattern, big in her body shape. She gets a little bit plainer as we study her through her front 1/3. Another one that maybe just doesn't get out and reach with the same kind of flex and comfort as some of the cattle at the top end. Young lady's going to round out the class with a really nice female, long-bodied. I like this one's structure. Another one that's good in terms of her foot and bone. I think she just needs more in terms of softness from the side and overall power.
And in Horizon Ag and Turf show ring number 2 in our main Angie show, many thanks to our judge, Toby Noble. First place honors in this second split of purebred heifer calves, and advancing to our purebred heifer calf championship is entry number 21, Carpathian Land and Livestock, the Uremcos of St. Paul, Alberta, with Carp's Glamorous Nadine 520N. And she'll be joined in that class by entry number 23, Miss Rasilvia 73N from the Pashulka family of Derwent, Alberta, and Rasilvia Cattle Company. Marking your show program, moving down the page, entry number 21 places first, 22 is fifth, entry number 23 is second, 24 is third, and entry number 25 places fourth. We'll be reintroducing you to those top two from each of the two preceding classes for the champion purebred heifer calf. But in Horizon Ag and Turf show ring number 1, we're wrapping up with our Solaire show. Here's Judge Ty Draves.
I think for the progeny of Dam, we're going to have to go with this group right here. Just two bulls that are really long spine. You got to appreciate that. And just two bulls that I think really compare well to each other. And you really got to look ahead at the bull calf's future. You know, you can look at this bull that's beside him. That's pretty well what he's going to look like. And I think that's a really nice pair. The second place progeny here, just a really nice complete group, couple of heifers. You really have to appreciate the femininity and the attractiveness of these females. I think two individuals that the breeders should be very, very proud of.
Thank you, Ty. Congratulations to PW Stock Farm. Now, if my calculation is correct, the dam is PW Kansas 4K, I think. And your reserve champion, progeny of Dam, goes to the entry from Scattered Spruce Solaire.
Horizon Ag and Turf's showing number 2, our main Angie show, features now our purebred heifer calf championship. Our contenders are first place from our first split, Carp's Glamorous Noreen 517N from Carpathian Land and Livestock, entry number 16, winning that first class. Carpathian also with second in that class, entry number 17, Carp's Ronnie's Nanaho Pearl 561N. Carp's Glamorous Nadine 521N from Carpathian. Entry number 21 is the winner of our second split. And breaking the Carpathian hold on these heifer calves is Miss Rasilvia 73N and the Pashulkas with entry number 23, second in that second split. From Derwent, Alberta's Rasilvia Cattle Company. This is Judge Noble's champion and reserve champion purebred heifer calf. We'll have our full-blood heifer calf class next, which also doubles as a championship, and then we'll be right in to our grand and reserve grand champion Minanju female. Country Junction Feeds is proud to be back as your official shavings and feed supplier for FARMFAIR International. Come visit Country Junction Feeds at the CJ Feeds booth. They'd love to see you. Just around the corner from our hospitality area and Horizon Egg and Turf, Show Ring 2. Our judge is ready to make comments now in our Main Anjou show on his challenging heifer calf class. Folks, let's hear from Toby Noble.
4 heifer calves here out in this division, and 4 females, I think, with a lot of quality. Those were tough classes. I think the top end of those classes in particular were really, really good. You can look at 1 and 2 in these classes and talk about switching them. There's probably a little bit more power and genuine muscle in both of our second place females, but the balance and structure and silhouette of our 2 class winners, to me, are really, really good. I'm going to go ahead and take one more look and get you a couple champions, but 4 really good females.
And thank you very much, Judge Noble. Looking for the final pieces of the puzzle, other than the single entry full blood class, for his Grand Champion female drive in his Champion Purebred heifer calf class. And it's going to be from our first split, second split, entry number 21, Carp's Glamorous Nadine 520N. And then going to entry number 16 from the first split, still glamorous, but Noreen 517N. So congratulations to entry number 21 and entry number 16. Our Grand Champion female class has a couple of purebred entries in it. And then we'll have a single entry full blood class before we get to that level. Once again, our heifer calf champion entry 21, Carp's Glamorous Nadine 520N. Reserve champion Carp's Glamorous Noreen 517 and entry number 16, all from Carpathian Land and Livestock, the Uremcos of St. Paul. Looking for our single entry full blood heifer calf. And recognizing that Alberta Main Anjou Association is proud to have as sponsors of our FARMFAIR International main show, Hanson Livestock, Shuckburg Cattle, Maple Lane Stock Farms, Bryan Farms, and Willow Creek Cattle. And here is our full blood for the full blood heifer calf class, also doubling as a division champion, Judge Toby Noble presiding.
And Rob, we're ready for comments in show ring number 1 from Judge Ty Draves on this very competitive Get a Sire class.
This is quite impressive. There isn't very many breeds that at the Get a Sire point of the class of the day that you see this many. So I think they should all deserve a round of applause because this is awesome. I think the group that we're going to go off is this black group, just a really impressive group. They come to the top for me pretty easily. Just really impressive female and bull. I think they deserve it, so thank you.
Thank you, Ty. So congratulations to Tierra Sol. They are your champion Get a Sire. And of course, what we encourage you to do is head back on to the barns and chat with these breeders about the different sire groups that are represented here. But congratulations, most specifically, going to Tierra Sol. And to the best of my knowledge, I'm going to say that the sire that they are showcasing is WWCS KO 581K. Excellent. Congratulations, folks, and many thanks to the Solera Association for the support over here in show ring number 1. That does it for us, folks. We're also excited to give out the Premier Breeder and Exhibitor Award to Scattered Spruce Solera. The Yakumchucks are receiving the Premier Breeder and Exhibitor. Please make sure you head on over to the shop box for your champion photos. And we'll be waiting for our next event. But Rob, comments in ring number 2 from Judge Toby Noble.
Just a single entry in this class, but young man's doing a really nice job and has a really nice heifer on the halter. She's really long-bodied, she's sound-structured, she's fresh in her condition. To me, there's no question this heifer's only going to get better. Be a lot of fun for this young man over the next year. Congratulations to him.
Thanks very much, Judge Noble. Our single entry class winner and our full-blood heifer calf champion is Mel's Candy, 535N, entry number 26 from Mel's Mains of Stettler, Alberta. This is our final entry in the Grand Champion Female Drive for Toby Noble to determine who represents the Main Anjou females in Supreme Saturday. Couple of yearlings, a senior champion, and 3 heifer calves to be coming into the ring. And folks, here they come in show ring number 2, Horizon Ag and Turf show ring number 2 in our Main Anjou show. Our full-blood heifer calf champion is entry number 26, Mel's Candy, 535N, from Mel's Mains of Stettler, Alberta. Then we have our purebred heifer calf champions, led off by heifer calf champion entry number 21, Carp's Glamorous Nadine, 520N, from Carpathian Land and Livestock. Same exhibitor as on the reserve heifer calf champion entry number 16, Carp's Glamorous Noreen. Then we have our champion yearling heifer, our junior champion entry number 11, KKS Miss Jungle Cat, 491M, from Paige Zimmer and Shuckburg Cattle Company and Zedbar Farms of Daysland. Our reserve junior champion female entry number 13, Blue Sky Mains, the Ronsko family of Daysland, with Miss Ronsko JOR 54M. And then finally, our senior champion female, Miss Rasilvia 7J and Rapid Creek Ranch, owned by Rapid Creek Ranch and Wilkin Ridge Stock Farms, entry 15, our senior champion. This is the Grand Champion female class, evaluated by Toby Noble, to determine who represents the Main Anjou breed in Saturday